Okay, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And of course, Shalom to the elect out there, man. You know, the brothers that are doing the sacrificing in the name of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. And this is basically going to be a response video to the brother, to the elder brother Yashawamba. He did the video about sacrifice your desires for the sake of the body. All right, which is a beautiful video, man. You know, I'm kind of surprised that this video doesn't have more views, which I encourage brothers to watch. You know, you see these big, you know, like the apostles and elders say, man, you know, you make a video about women cursing out a woman or woman shaking her ass, got thousands of views, man. But here it is, it's an edifying video and brothers ain't watching it. His brother got 4,000 subscribers, man. It's a you know, man, brothers got to get their shit right, man, straight up, you know, and myself included as well, you know. But I just want to touch on the topic at hand. And basically, I made a comment on the comment board, which I thought about it kind of like, you know, if you don't understand it, you kind of bug out and shit, you know. I didn't even know there was replies, but I made the comment here. It says there's a difference between unclean and wicked. A lot of those things that we indulge in make us unclean, but not necessarily wicked. We have to measure out the balance to vid. I told the brother it was a good video. Let me look at the reply. Okay, I didn't know the brother replied, you know. He said, great way to put it, and it's the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Now, I just want to get an example. I'm going to get a few examples, but the main example that I want to get is about being unclean, you know, but not being wicked. Now, there's a difference for brothers that don't understand, all right? I want to go into it. Now, the main thing that when I thought about it, I didn't want to put too much on the comment board, so that's why I thought to myself, fuck it, you know, do a video in the spirit, you know? And the main thing that I thought of when I made this comment was basically the having sex, all right? Because essentially we're men, and the biggest sacrifices to me, you know, is putting away women, man. You know, because here it is, we're Israelites, we got this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We know that we can have more than one woman and it's lawful, but that's the biggest sacrifice, man. Why do you make more money to get more women at the end of the day, man? Why do you do anything as a man? You know, it's basically, you know, to get more women. The scripture says that the woman is our glory, all right? That's read in 1 Corinthians 11, I believe is the third verse, 3 on down, 1 Corinthians 3 on down. You know, a man's glory is his woman, man, all right? So, and that's the point right there. We're not here to get glory, man, all right? We're not here to get glory. So without further ado, let me get the scripture. Yep, I got a Leviticus chapter 15, you know, and it says, verse 16. And if any man seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening. And let's go into that word copulation, all right? Right. Now the word copulation is shakaba. All right. It says act of lying, layer, coding. It says act of lying of sexual relations, layer, copulation, lie, carnally. All right. From him, not okay. It says a lying down of due or of the sexual act, carnally, copulation, lay, and seed. Okay, so you know when you ejaculate, all right, for lack of better words, you know when you you've become unclean, all right. That's the other verse I wanted to get. Lord, well, I'm gonna look it up. As a matter of fact, you know, because it's also I thought of another scripture, but I didn't write it down right then and there, so it kind of slipped my mind. It just hit me though. It's in Exodus, I believe it's the 20th chapter. You know, where basically, when the children of Israel wanted to speak to the Most High, and one of the things that he told them to do, he said, don't have sex for 3 days. Why? Because they were potentially going to be in the presence of the Most High, and then you can't go to the Most High and being unclean. All right. So having sex makes you unclean. All right. So let's go back. It says, and if any man's seed of copulation, meaning his sperm, go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening. See? Until the evening. Right. See, that man is unclean. He's not wicked. Like I said in the comment board, he's not wicked, but he's unclean. All right. And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the even. See, even your garment, your bedspread, your blanket, all that is, is unclean. It's supposed to be washed before the sun goes down. Okay. It says the woman also with whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the evening. And that's the point right there, man. That makes you unclean, man. And basically you to the best of your ability, you don't want to be unclean, man. As much, if you will. You're gonna have sex. Jake, when you have sex, these things are gonna happen. But the point is too much of it, man. And that's where you go off. Okay? Now I got a bunch of scriptures. As a matter of fact, what I want to do is I'm gonna kind of go out of the order of which I wrote down these scriptures. I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians. All right, let's search it. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 21. All right, I already got it highlighted. It says, come on. It says, I watched the bug outs too. It says, 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils. Right now, when I read this scripture, it made me think about, the things that we indulge in as well, man. As far as like, name brand things, like, Jake, like Nike, not for nothing, it's good quality. Polo, Tim's, things of that nature, but too much of it is no good, man. Why? Because you start setting your heart on it, man. Scripture says that's Exodus the 20th chapter, the first commandment, thou shalt not have no other gods before me, man. Because essentially all these fabrics, all these materials and things of that nature, all these things that we indulge in all have deity behind it, whether it be your car, the clothing, all right? All these things have deities behind it. But if you start to indulge into it too much, then it becomes a god before the Most High, man. You start to remember that, because when you go into that the word, it says, make no other god before me, neither make mention. It says neither make mention of these other gods. When you go into that word mention, it's the word there, zakar, which basically means to remember. All right, you making a remembrance for you. That's constantly on your mind. All right. So brothers got to sacrifice that as well, man. Again, but Jake likes to have nice things. A lot of these things like Jordans and things of that nature, they have good quality. Don't get it twisted, man. Timberlands is good quality. Polo is good. A lot of this stuff is good quality. So don't get it twisted. But it also too, let's not fake the funk, if you will. It's a name brand. You see it, you like it, and that's what it is, man. To keep it all the way real, man. All right, with Jake, man, we like to have nice things. All right, now continue. In order, it says, do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? Right, that's the thing, man. We're supposed to provoke the Lord to jealousy, because the Most High jack you up if you want to his, if you start to indulge in these things too much. All right, it says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. Right, see, and another thing is too, a lot of these fabrics that we indulge into, all right, as far as the clothing and all that, are mixed fabric. So it ain't even lawful, man. All right, a lot of this stuff. But then you'll find something that's lawful. All right, like the brother went into with the meats, which is this chapter is going to go into. All right, I believe so. It's either yeah. It says with the meats, like the elder Yashawamba went into, with the meats and everything. It's lawful to eat the meat. All right, but it's not all expedient. Now let's go into that word expedient. Okay, a lot of times we quote the scripture. We got to get the full perspective on it. All right. It says to bear or bring together or bear together or at the same time to carry with others, meaning it ain't for everybody. All right. To collect or contribute in order to help. See, not all this stuff is edifying, which that's actually what the scripture is going to say. It says all things are lawful to me, but all things edify not. All right. If it ain't edifying, if it's not edifying the body, then it's really not really worth your time. Okay, it's not really worth a sacrifice. Okay, damn. The scripture say, do all things to the edifying of the body, man. All right. It says, let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. So a lot of things that we do needs to be like the elder Yashawamba. He did it, and he said in the video. He said everything that we do, and which I agree 110%. Everything that we do, every aspect of life that we proceed, all right, needs to be something that's you supposed to have the church in mind, in particular your church, your camp, your brothers, the men that are under you, the men that look up to you, man, in this truth. You got to do things with them in mind, man, because everything that you do, basically, those men are going to mimic. And in the world, you have a mentality, the world has a mentality to where things that you do ain't supposed to be mimicked. But I had to tell one brother, one young brother, I was like, yo, it's cool, brother. And he said, I know you did it, brother, but I wanted to do it too. I said, yo, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We're Israel. We're a body. We're a nation of people. All right. And in the world, everyone is a separatist. But this is a body, man. You're supposed to do what I do. I remember Apostle Tahar always says that. Apostle Elder Tahar, he said, you see what we do, you do it too. You do what we do. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Why? Because this is one big family, if you will, man. We're one big, the elect is a tribe unto itself. Okay? It says, no, let me go to chapter 6. 1 Corinthians 6. All right? 1 Corinthians 6. All right, verse 12. It says, all things, right here, verse 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient, right? We went into the word expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats. But the Most High shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. Now, that makes me think of other doctrines as well, because meats are essentially as well are other doctrines. Now, you have cases where men, they indulge into other doctrines too much. Now, you can be reading a book or going into certain things, like, going to other philosophies to cut it, but there's only but so much that you're supposed to retain of that. You ain't supposed to be studying it as if you're supposed to be teaching it. You study it to cut it. Now, there's been cases of men, they've indulged into certain books too much. And the scripture says what? Much study of many books is weariness to the flesh, man. It's basically you basically become you're basically fornicating. You've come to the point of fornication now. All right? Now, which those spirits, you start, there's a saying in the world, garbage in, garbage out. So you start to indulge, you start to eat those books, if you will, too much. You start to eat those philosophies too much. What do you think is going to? Where do you think you're going to start? How do you think you're going to start thinking? You're going to be going overboard, man. All right. So the key element in this truth, I remember Apostle Gabar used to always say that the key element in this truth is balance, man. All right. Scripture says what? Be not righteous over much, but it also says be not wicked over much, because you're going to indulge into things that where you're going off. All right. But it's you got to do everything in decency and in order, man. All right. It says, all things are lawful for me, verse 12 again, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Meats for the belly, and the belly for the meats. But the Most High shall destroy it both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but the Lord, and the Lord for the body. Right? It says, that's talking about Yahweh Shai, because he's the head of the body, all right? It says, and the Most High have both raised up the Lord, and will also raise up us in his own power. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of a Mashiach? Shall I then take the members of a Mashiach and make them the members of a harlot? God, the Most High forbid. All right. So if a man don't want to deal with a harlot, then he ain't going to deal with a harlot. All right. And that's also going as well, those philosophies, man. All right. When you read Proverbs, the 7th chapter, and it talks about the harlot, how she lays out the bed, makes it all nice and smelling good for you and everything, but too much of her, good, man, in every aspect. Okay. It says, what? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit. And it's not talking about a physical harlot, because all these women are harlots, man. All these women have a price. All right. Now, the difference is back in the ancient world, every woman had a price, but you wasn't supposed to keep selling it. You pay the 50 shekels of silver, and that's that. She's yours. Point.